Dengan izin Ya Arif. Assalamualaikum, selamat sejahtera dan selamat pagi. Prosiding pendengaran penerimaan masuk Peguam Bela dan Peguam Cara Mahkamah Tinggi Malaya pada hari ini, Jumaat 28 Mei 2021, dijalankan secara sidang video Zoom di atas persetujuan semua pihak berikutan perintah kawalan pergerakan. Hakim yang bersidang pada hari ini adalah Yang Arif Dato Ahmad Kamal bin Muhammad Shahid, Hakim Mahkamah Tinggi Bahagian Kuasa-Kuasa Khas 1. Seterusnya, Mahkamah ingin mengingatkan semua pihak agar kekal di kedudukan masing-masing dan tidak menutup video walaupun setelah selesai giliran. Diminta kerjasama tuan-puan agar tidak melayari live streaming di YouTube berdekatan tuan-puan di dalam bilik yang sama semasa prosiding berjalan kerana dikuatiri akan mengganggu sistem rakaman audio. Terima kasih. Dipohon kepada wakil-wakil yang hadir pada hari ini bagi pihak Jabatan Peguam Negara, Majlis Peguam Malaysia dan Jawatan Kuasa Peguam Kuala Lumpur dan Selangor untuk memperkenalkan diri. Silakan.
Minta izin Ya Arif. Saya Rohaiza binti Hamzah, Peguam Kanan Persekutuan dari Jabatan Peguam Negara. Terima kasih.
Dengan izin Yang Arif, K. Selvi bagi pihak Majlis Peguam. Terima kasih.
Dengan izin Yang Arif, Lozikan mewakili bagi wakil KL dan Selangor Bar. Terima kasih.
Terima kasih. Mahkamah akan memanggil nombor petisyen satu persatu. Apabila nombor petisyen dipanggil, pempetisyen diminta berdiri dan memperkenalkan diri. Kemudian, peguam pengusul atau mover akan membacakan latar belakang pempetisyen sehingga selesai. Dengan izin Ya Arif, petisyen pertama 18-673-06-2020. Sila perkenalkan diri dahulu.
Dengan izin Yang Arif, saya Yap Ying Ying, Pempetisyen Pertama.
Silakan M1.
Dengan izin Yang Arif, saya Hani Tan Lian, pengusul Pempetisyen Yap Ying. Beliau hadir pada pagi ini dan rakan-rakan bijaksana saya dari Jabatan Peguam Negara adalah Puan Rohaiza binti Hamzah, dari Majlis Peguam Puan K. Selvi, dan dari Jawatan Kuasa Kuala Lumpur Tuan Lau Ziken. Yang Arif, saya memohon kebenaran untuk meneruskan prosiding dalam bahasa Inggeris.
Silakan.
Much obliged. By your leave, my lord, allow me to introduce your petitioner, Yap Yin, or more well known to her friends as Nicole Yap. Your petitioner is the eldest of 3 daughters, born to Mr. Yap Chi Yong and Madam Lau Ai Ling. They have loved and encouraged her, giving her endless opportunities to learn and shine. They did one of the hardest tasks of parenting, teaching her to believe in herself. Excuse me. For all that and for providing her with financial support, she thanks them. Apart from her parents, your petitioner will always be grateful for the love and support of her grandparents. She says, they have raised me up since the day I was born, and I'm still under their care until today. My lord, it was a sense of justice that drove your petitioner to study law. She believes that everyone is equal before the law, and whether rich or poor, money should not be a barrier to access to justice. Your petitioner was so determined to do her pupillage with her pupil master, Mr. Fari Azad, that she voluntarily did a 6-month internship with him while waiting for a pupil space to free up. She says it was all worth it, for what she had learned was invaluable. My lord, your petitioner feels an affinity to the practice of criminal law, dealing with drug cases and coping with the challenges of the Prevention of Crime Act, Those count among the top lessons she learned during her pupillage. But she does not wear rose-tinted glasses. She is fully aware that access to justice is more than just about the law. The law cannot solve poverty and the lack of access to education. And so your petitioner, as they say, turun padang. She volunteers in a drug rehabilitation center, works with the homeless, and rescues stray animals. Your petitioner thanks her pupil master, Mr. Farid Azad, for not only teaching her about the law, but also how to be an honorable member of the Malaysian Bar. Her colleagues at the firm have been a tremendous support, and she thanks them. To her friends watching online who have kept faith with her through tough times, your petitioner acknowledges that she would not have been able to succeed without them being there for her. Finally, she also thanks God for his unfailing love and for being the anchor in her life. He had brought her to where she is today. My Lord, the petitioner, Yap Yin, is a fit and proper person to be admitted and enrolled as an advocate and solicitor of the High Court of Malaya. I believe her papers are in order and that my learned friends from the relevant bodies have no objections.
Ada bantahan ya, Arif?
Ada bantahan yang Arif?
Ada bantahan ni, Arif.
As such, my Lord, I humbly pray that your petitioner, Yap Yin, be admitted and enrolled as an advocate and solicitor of the High Court of Malaya.
Dengan kuasa yang diberikan kepada saya di bawah Akta Profesyen Undang-Undang 1976, Mahkamah dengan ini menerima masuk Yap Yin untuk didaftarkan sebagai Peguam Bela dan Peguam Cara Mahkamah Tinggi Melaya.
I'm much obliged, my Lord. I pray that the petitioner be allowed to robe herself.
Dipersilakan.
Terima kasih Yang Arif.
Sama-sama.
Much obliged, my Lord.
Dengan izin Ya Arif, petisyen kedua 18-796-06-2020. P2, sila perkenalkan diri anda dahulu.
Yang Arif, nama saya Tan Kok Liang, Pempetisyen yang kedua. Dengan izin.
Silakan M2.
Dengan izin Yang Arif, saya Kafu, hadir bagi pihak Pempetisyen Dato Tan Kok Liang pada hari ini. Rakan-rakan bijak saya yang mewakili yang berbahagia Peguam Negara Malaysia, Majlis Peguam Malaysia dan Jawatan Kuasa Peguam Kuala Lumpur dan Selangor yang telah pun diperkenalkan awal tadi. Dengan izin Yang Arif, saya ingin memohon kebenaran Yang Arif untuk meneruskan ucapan saya di dalam bahasa Inggeris.
Silakan.
My Lord, today is fixed for hearing of the petitioner petitions for admission as an advocate and solicitor of the High Court of Malaya. The petitioner, Dato Tan Kok Liang, 67 years of age, was born in Perak and is a retired police officer. The petitioner read law as an external student with the University of London and graduated with an honour degree in 1991. The petitioner then obtained the certificate of legal practice the following year. Although he was qualified to perform his pupillage for admissions to the Noble Malaysian Bar, he had to delay it as he chose to pursue his career as a police officer in the Royal Malaysian Police Force. After he retired from the Royal Malaysian Police Force in 2014, at the mandatory retirement age of 60, he was then called upon to serve the Malaysian government as a member of the Crime Prevention Board in the Ministry of Home Affairs for 5 years. My Lord, the petitioner commenced his 9 months pupillage on 30th June 2020 in chambers of H.Y. Sim and Associates. under the guidance of his selfless competence master, Miss Sing Hui Yan, and her helpful partner, Mr. Chia Yong Sun. It's worthy to note that the petitioner had to undergo his privilege, enduring many memorable challenges in view of the movement control order imposed by the government due to the COVID-19 pandemic. My Lord, the petitioner acknowledged and is very grateful that he received a lot of unwavering support, understanding, encouragement, and help from his family members, relatives, and friends during the challenging period from the year 1985 to 1991, while studying for his law degree and a certificate of legal practice. He also treasured the many friends who were members of his study groups, all having the same ambitions of joining the legal fraternity. Many of them have become successful lawyers. The petitioner wished to convey his utmost gratitude to his friends and master, Miss Sing Hui Yan, as well as her partner, Mr. Chia Y.S., for accepting him as a pupil in chambers, and is thankful for their encouragements, advice, guidance, and understanding throughout his pupillage. Last but not least, the petitioner wants me to mention that he's extremely grateful to me. All right, I didn't expect that. Ikafu, as in his words, for consenting to spend some of my valuable times out of my busy schedule to move his call. My Lord, I humbly submit that the petitioner is of good character and is a fit and proper person to be admitted and enrolled as an advocate and solicitor of the High Court in Malaya. I also believe the petitioner papers are in order and that my learned friends from the Attorney General Chambers, Bar Council, Kuala Lumpur Selangor Bar Committee have no objection to these petitions.
Ada bantahannya, Arif?
Tiada bantahan ya, Arif.
Ada bantahan yang Arif.
Well, I respectfully move this honorable court to admit and enroll the petitioner, Dato Tan Kok Leong, as an advocate and solicitor of the High Court in Malaya.
Dengan kuasa yang diberikan kepada saya di bawah Akta Profesyen Undang-Undang 1976, Mahkamah dengan ini menerima masuk Dato Tan Kok Leong untuk didaftarkan sebagai Peguam Bela dan Peguam Cara Mahkamah Tinggi Malaya.
Terima kasih Yang Arif.
May the petitioner be allowed to rope himself?
Dipersilakan.
Terima kasih Yang Arif.
Much obliged, Yang Arif.
Terima kasih Yang Arif.
Sama-sama.
Dengan izin Yang Arif, petisyen ketiga 18-976-08-2020. Silakan P3, perkenalkan diri anda dahulu.
Dengan izin Yang Arif, nama saya Ong Yong Le, Pempetisyen ketiga.
Dengan izin Yang Arif, nama saya Anandan Vijaya Kumar. Saya ialah peguam pengusul bagi pihak Pempetisyen ketiga, Ong Yong Li. Bersama dengan saya adalah rakan-rakan bijaksana mewakili Jabatan Peguam Negara, Majlis Peguam Malaysia dan Jawatan Kuasa Peguam Kuala Lumpur seperti yang telah pun diperkenalkan awal tadi. Dengan izin Yang Arif, saya ingin memohon Mahkamah Yang Mulia ini untuk meneruskan ucapan saya dalam bahasa Inggeris. My Lord, may I introduce the petitioner Ong Yong Li. The petitioner was born on 5th September 1996 in Malacca and raised in Petaling Jaya, Selangor. She is the eldest child of Mr. Ong Boon Seng and Madam Yi Pit Min. The petitioner received a primary and secondary education in SJKC Yuk Chai and SMK Taman C. She then pursued her Form 6 studies in the same secondary school where she excelled well with outstanding results, and that was the moment she decided to pursue law. The petitioner then read law in Multimedia University in Malacca, her parents' hometown, and graduated with a second-class Honor Upper Division on 16 July 2020. The petitioner then started her chambering journey in Messrs. Robert Devan and Co., where she was being exposed to criminal litigation under the tutelage of Dato Robert Devan. The petitioner then later continued her pupillage and completed her pupillage in Messrs. Lau and Partners, where she was doing mainly on conveyancing and corporate law under tutelage of Miss Lau Mi Kang. During her pupillage journey, she had learned many valuable knowledge and gained many legal insights, which she will remember fondly throughout her legal career path. On this honorable day, the petitioner would wish to take this opportunity to express her utmost gratitude to the following person. Firstly, her parents, Mr. Ong Boon Seng and Madam Yi Pit Min, without whom she will not be here today. Their endless support and love, which allows her to achieve what she had achieved today. Her sibling, Ong Yong Sun, who always never failed to annoy her, but still has his back at the end of the day. The petitioner would also like to thank her beloved grandmother, Madam Ting Ang, for constantly showering her with love and cooked comfort meals for her when having examination, her law school days. Her aunt met throughout her whole 4 years of law school. The petitioner would also like to express her gratitude and appreciation to all her other uncles in both Ong and Yi family. The petitioner would also like to further express her appreciation to her pupil masters for their guidance, teaching, and advice. She will always remember as what Miss Lau Mi Kang had taught her, that always be a lawyer who uphold justice and integrity. The petitioner would also like to give a special thanks to Mr. Andrew Yun for his patience, teaching, and guidance, as well as other staffs in Lau and Partners who have assisted her in many ways throughout her pupillage. Further to that, the petitioner would also like to thank all her close friends who have stayed and being there for her through stormy days and create more sunny days in life together. Yang Arif, saya percaya bahawa kertas-kertas Pempetisyen adalah teratur dan tidak ada sebarang bantahan daripada Jabatan Peguam Negara, Majlis Peguam Negara Malaysia dan Jawatan Kuasa Peguam Kuala Lumpur. Oleh itu, saya dengan rendah diri memohon agar Pempetisyen ketiga Ong Yong Lee diterima masuk dan didaftar sebagai Peguam Bela dan Peguam Cara di Mahkamah Tinggi Malaya.
Tiada bantahan, Yang Arif.
Majlis Peguam tiada bantahan, Yang Arif.
Ada bantahan Yang Arif.
Dengan kuasa yang diberikan kepada saya di bawah Akta Profesyen Undang-Undang 1976, Mahkamah dengan ini menerima masuk Ong Yong Le untuk didaftarkan sebagai Peguam Bela dan Peguam Cara Mahkamah Tinggi Malaya.
Terima kasih Yang Arif. Dengan izin Yang Arif, saya memohon kebenaran Mahkamah yang mulia ini untuk Pempetisyen menjubahkan diri sendirinya.
Silakan.
Terima kasih Yang Arif.
Sama-sama.
Dengan izin Yang Arif, petisyen keempat 18-988-08-2020. Silakan P4, perkenalkan diri anda dahulu.
Dengan izin Yang Arif, nama saya Go Pen Fong, Pempetisyen keempat.
Dengan izin Yang Arif, saya Michelle Wong, Peguam Pengusul bagi pihak Pempetisyen keempat, Dan bersama saya ialah rakan-rakan bijaksana saya daripada Peguam Negara Malaysia, Majlis Peguam dan juga KL dan Selangor. Dengan izin Yang Arif, saya ingin meneruskan prosedur dalam bahasa Inggeris.
Silakan.
May it please your lordship. Let me introduce my petitioner. The petitioner was born on 19th April 1997 in Klang, Selangor, and is the third child of Mr. Goh Kok Chin and Madam Chia Po King. Upon completing his Sijil Pelajaran Malaysia (SPM) and Unified Examination Certificate (UEC) in Malaysia, the petitioner pursued the undergraduate degree in law at Queen's University Belfast and graduated with an honours of second class, upper division. He thereafter completed the Master of Laws in Bar Professional Training Course (BPTC) from City Law School, University of London, with a very competent grade, and was called to the Bar of England and Wales by the Honourable Society of the Middle Temple in November 2019. The petitioner thereafter commenced his pupillage at Messrs. Elba and Partners in August 2020 under the tutelage of Miss Natalie Pear Swan-Wan. Throughout his pupillage, the petitioner is thankful to a tremendous amount of exposure from the Corporate and Capital Markets Practice Group, which had given him an in-depth understanding of the corporate practices in Malaysia. On this memorable day, the petitioner would like to seize this opportunity to express his heartfelt gratitude to the following persons who have helped the petitioner on his journey to become an advocate and solicitor. First and foremost, the petitioner is most grateful to his loving parents for their endless sacrifices, undivided moral and financial support. He's very thankful for his parents to have always been so understanding and believed in the petitioner's ability to succeed and achieve his goals. Without them, he will not be here today. The petitioner would also like to record his gratitude to his pupil master and mentor, Miss Natalie, for providing him an opportunity to undertake his pupillage at Elba and Partners, and for her generous sharing of legal knowledge and patience in mentoring the petitioner throughout his pupillage. In addition, the petitioner is thankful for everyone he met at Elba and Partners, especially the associates Zarif, Mashita, and Rohini, for their patience in molding a newcomer to the legal field. Their priceless guidance and assistance will most certainly form the foundation for his future as a law practitioner. Not to forget to mention his fellow pupil mates, colleagues, and support staff at Elba and Partners who have guided him professionally and personally. The petitioner would like to extend his sincere gratitude to all his lecturers, college and university mates, his high school friends, his close friends, in particular, Pei Ru, Li Ying, Yong Ping, Chin Yue, Sui Hong, Yong Jie, and Wei Li, for being there through thick and thin and for their continuing love and support towards the petitioner. Finally, the petitioner is extremely grateful towards his mover, yours truly, who had kindly taken time out of a busy schedule to move his call today. Based on the training that the petitioner had undergone throughout the 9 months, I strongly believe that the petitioner is indeed a fit and proper person to be admitted and enrolled as an advocate and solicitor of the High Court of Malaya. I believe the petitioner's papers are in order and that the Attorney General's Chambers, the Bar Council, and the Kuala Lumpur and Selangor Bar Committee, respectively, have no objections. Dengan izin,
Ada bantahan ya, Arif?
Ada bantahan Yang Arif?
Bantahan Yang Arif.
Dengan izin, saya memohon Mahkamah Yang Mulia ini agar pempetisyen keempat diterima masuk dan didaftar sebagai seorang Peguam Bela dan Peguam Cara Mahkamah Tinggi Malaya.
Dengan kuasa yang diberikan kepada saya di bawah Akta Profesyen Undang-Undang 1976, Mahkamah dengan ini menerima masuk Goh Peng Fong untuk didaftarkan sebagai Peguam Bela dan Peguam Cara Mahkamah Tinggi Malaya.
Terima kasih Yang Arif. Dengan izin Yang Arif, saya memohon pempetisyen keempat untuk menjubahkan dirinya sendiri.
Silakan.
Terima kasih Yang Arif.
Sama-sama.
Terima kasih Yang Arif.
Sama-sama.
Dengan izin Yang Arif, petisyen kelima 18-1024-08-2020. Silakan P5, perkenalkan diri anda dahulu.
Dengan izin Yang Arif, nama saya Lim Shooting, Pempetisyen kelima.
Dengan izin Yang Arif, saya Latifah Koya hadir bagi pihak Pempetisyen kelima Lim Shooting pada hari ini. Rakan-rakan bijaksana saya yang masing-masing mewakili yang berbahagia Peguam Negara Malaysia, Majlis Peguam Malaysia dan Jawatan Kuasa Peguam Kuala Lumpur telah diperkenalkan awal tadi. Dengan izin Yang Arif, saya ingin memohon kebenaran untuk meneruskan hujahan saya dalam bahasa Inggeris.
Silakan.
Terima kasih Arif. May I introduce the petitioner, Miss Lim Shooting. Born and raised in the small town of Kota Belud, Sabah, the petitioner completed her primary education in Sekolah Jenis Kebangsaan Chung Hua, Kota Belud, and her secondary education in Sekolah Menengah Kebangsaan Arsyad, Kota Belud. The petitioner went on to complete her foundation in law studies and read law in the Multimedia University. 5 years later, in June 2020, in the midst of the pandemic, the petitioner completed her penultimate trimester via online classes and examinations, and ultimately graduated with upper second class honors. The petitioner then completed her pupillage in the chambers of Mr. Jayakuhan Jayasingham at Messrs. Zaid Ibrahim and Co. On this momentous occasion, the petitioner would like to express her sincerest gratitude to her families, friends, and all the people she has crossed paths with for the love, support, wisdom, and lessons she has received. The petitioner would like to specially give thanks to her parents, Lim Siu Ho and Genevieve Wong, without whom the petitioner would not be here today. The petitioner wished to record her deepest gratitude to her parents for the sacrifices they have made throughout all these years for their daughter to become the person she wants to be. To her friends from university, especially Veronica Soon, Cassandra Liu, Ho Wen Hui, and Zoe Sung, for the beautiful friendship and support throughout her law degree and pupillage, without whom the petitioner would likely find this journey not as enriching and interesting as it is today. To her pupil mates in Zaid Ibrahim and Co. for all the support and help rendered throughout her time as a pupil in the firm. The petitioner is especially thankful to Mok Manting, Nor Suhaila, Ho Zeng Tao, Darren Lim, and Chen Zoyen for the warmth, laughter, and camaraderie. To her pupil master, Mr. Jayakuhan, colleagues, Mr. Nyo Chi Chin, Mr. Chu Shijin, Mr. Long Muhammad Nur Adman, and the partner of the firm, Dato Firoz Hussain, for the unparalleled opportunities given to the petitioner throughout her time at the firm. The petitioner is especially thankful to Mr. Jayakuhan for allowing her a chance to undergo her pupillage in Messrs. Zaid Ibrahim and Co. Lastly, and most interestingly, Young Arif, it seems it's also thanks to the American film industry that the petitioner has become a lawyer today. She was inspired by the legal drama movie, Legally Blonde, to embark on this legal journey, a journey which has given the petitioner much thrill and excitement. Young Arif, I believe that the petitioner is a fit and proper person to be admitted and enrolled as an advocate and solicitor for this honorable court. I also believe that all the petitioner's papers are in order and that my learned friends from the Attorney General's chambers, the Bar Council, and the Kuala Lumpur Bar Committee, respectively, have no objections to this petition.
Ada bantahan ya, Arif?
Ada bantahan Yang Arif?
Ada bantahan Yang Arif.
Oleh yang demikian, saya dengan rendah diri ingin memohon satu perintah bahawa pempetisyen diterima masuk dan didaftarai sebagai seorang peguam bela dan peguam cara Mahkamah Tinggi Malaya.
Dengan kuasa yang diberikan kepada saya di bawah Akta Profesyen Undang-Undang 1976, Mahkamah dengan ini menerima masuk Lim Shooting untuk didaftarkan sebagai Peguam Bela dan Peguam Cara Mahkamah Tinggi Melaya.
Terima kasih, Yang Arif. Saya ingin juga memohon kebenaran mahkamah untuk Pempetisyen menjubahkan dirinya secara kediri.
Silakan.
Terima kasih Yang Arif.
Sama-sama.
Terima kasih, Arif.
Sama-sama.
Dengan izin ya Arif, petisyen ke-6 18-1025-08-2020. Silakan P6, perkenalkan diri anda dahulu.
Dengan izin Yang Arif, saya Mia Toselsin, Pempetisyen ke-6.
Dengan izin Yang Arif, saya Chu Yiling, Peguam Pengusul yang mewakili Pempetisyen ke-6, Mayor To Xiaoxing. Bersama saya ialah rakan-rakan bijaksana yang mewakili Jabatan Peguam Negara, Majlis Peguam Malaysia dan Jawatan Kuasa Peguam Kuala Lumpur yang telah pun memperkenalkan diri. Dengan izin Yang Arif, saya memohon kebenaran untuk meneruskan pengucapan saya dalam bahasa Inggeris.
Silakan.
My Lord, may I introduce the petitioner, Mayor To Xiaoxing. The petitioner was born on the 11th of June 1997 in Georgetown, Penang. She is the one and only child of Dr. To Tiong Gi and Madam Goh Hui Hun. The petitioner received her primary education at Union Primary School and secondary education at Heng Yi High School. The petitioner admits that it is not her lifelong dream to be an advocate and solicitor. Born in a family of health professionals, the petitioner had never thought that she would depart from the path that everyone else would have expected her to follow. Nevertheless, on her 18th birthday, she left home to read law at Multimedia University and was conferred a Bachelor of Laws with honors in 2020. Thereafter, the petitioner began her pupillage at Messrs. Halim Hong and Kwek under the guidance of my learned friend Mr. To Yi Huan. During her pupillage, the petitioner was lucky enough to be given plenty of opportunities to explore various practice areas within the firm. Yang Arif, on this day of her admission, the petitioner would like to take this opportunity to thank all the people who have been there with her throughout her journey towards this glorious day. Above all, the petitioner would like to convey her utmost love and gratitude to her family, especially her parents. Without their continuous and unconditional love and support, she would never have made it to this day. It is the petitioner's humble wish that her parents are proud of her achievement to be the first lawyer in the family. The petitioner would also like to express her heartfelt appreciation to her pupil master, Mr. To Yi Huan, and all her superiors, colleagues, and pupil mates at Messrs. Halim Hong and Kwek, especially her mentor, Mr. Lam Man Chun, and her deskmate, Ms. Alicia Chua, for their invaluable guidance and for making her pupillage experience a great one. The petitioner also wishes to record her appreciation to Ms. Hilary Lim, who is here before this honorable court as the 7th petitioner, for walking through the 9-month pupillage together hand in hand. The petitioner would also like to thank all the educators in her life in shaping her into who she is today, as well as Mr. Kip Boon Wei, Mr. Mark Ui, Mr. Bajit Singh for encouraging her to pursue law. Last but not least, the petitioner is also grateful to every friend she had the pleasure of meeting at every stage of her life. She would like to especially thank her friends Tong Fang, Yi Heng, Zixin, and Zhuang Yu for sharing tears and laughter together throughout their legal journey. Yang Arif, I believe the petitioner is a fit and proper person to be admitted and enrolled as an advocate and solicitor of the High Court of Malaya. I believe all the petitioner's papers are in order and that my learned friends from the Attorney General's Chamber, Malaysian Bar and KL Bar Committee have no objections to the petition.
Ada bantahan ya Arif?
Ada bantahan Yang Arif?
Ada bantahan Yang Arif.
Dengan izin Yang Arif, saya dengan rendah dirinya memohon kebenaran Mahkamah yang mulia ini supaya Pempetisyen ke-6 diterima masuk dan didaftari sebagai seorang Peguam Bela dan Peguam Cara Mahkamah Tinggi Malaya.
Dengan kuasa yang diberikan kepada saya di bawah Akta Profesyen Undang-Undang 1976, Mahkamah dengan ini menerima masuk Meyeto Xiao Sin untuk didaftarkan sebagai Peguam Bela dan Peguam Cara Mahkamah Tinggi Malaya.
Dengan izin Yang Arif, saya memohon kebenaran mahkamah yang mulia ini untuk Pempetisyen ke-6 menjubahkan diri sendiri.
Silakan.
Terima kasih Yang Arif.
Sama-sama.
Terima kasih Yang Arif.
Dengan izin Yang Arif, Petisyen ke-7 18-1026-08-2020. Silakan P7 perkenalkan diri anda dahulu.
Dengan izin Yang Arif, nama saya Lim Chauhan, Pempetisyen ke-7.
Dengan izin Yang Arif, saya Chui Ling sekali lagi hadir bagi pihak kini Pempetisyen ke-7 Lim Chauhan pada hari ini. Bersama saya ialah rakan-rakan bijaksana yang mewakili yang berbahagia Jabatan Peguam Negara, Majlis Peguam Malaysia dan Jawatan Kuasa Peguam Kuala Lumpur yang telah pun memperkenalkan diri. Dengan izin Arif, saya memohon kebenaran mahkamah untuk meneruskan pengucapan saya dalam bahasa Inggeris.
Silakan.
My Lord, may I introduce the petitioner Lim Chauhan. The petitioner is fondly known as Hillary, was born on 17th May 1997 and raised in Kuala Lumpur. She is the second child of Mr. Lim Hong In and Madam Tan Yi Lim. The petitioner had her early education in SJKC Batu 11 Cheras before continuing her secondary education in Kuan Ching High School, Kuala Lumpur. The petitioner read law at the Multimedia University, where she graduated with an LLB degree in the year 2020. During her time at university, the petitioner was actively involved in extracurricular activities. Upon completion of her degree, the petitioner commenced her pupillage in Messrs. Halim Hong and Kwek under the tutelage of Ms. Lim Yok Wah. The petitioner wishes to state that she has made it this far owing to many of those who have provided her with constant support and encouragement and having faith in her throughout this journey. Hence, the petitioner's achievement of making it this far is never hers alone. My Lord, the petitioner would like to take this opportunity to first express her utmost gratitude and appreciation to her parents for their unwavering love throughout the years, without which she would never have made it to this day. Her parents never ceased to believe in her, even in the face of failure, and constantly pushed her to achieve great heights in life. The petitioner would not be who she is today if not for their love, support, understanding, and encouragement. No words can express how thankful the petitioner is to her parents. The petitioner would like to convey her heartfelt appreciation to her pupil master, Ms. Lim Yok Wah, for providing her with opportunities and guidance throughout her pupillage. She has taught the petitioner not just by words, but also conduct. The petitioner could not be more grateful to have Ms. Lim Yok Wah as her pupil master, who has constantly supported her with care and guidance with patience. Not only that, she would also like to thank her master for showing her the practical insights of law in the real world. My Lord, throughout her 9 months of full dedication and commitment to the firm, the petitioner would also wish to place on record her gratitude towards the managing partner, Dato, every other partners, associates, all supporting staff, and her pupil mates of Messrs. Halim Hong and Kwek, who have not only witnessed her growth, but also provided her with invaluable guidance and advice. The petitioner believes that she is blessed abundantly to be surrounded by friendly and helpful colleagues, making her time there a memorable and fruitful one. The petitioner would also like to express appreciation to her firm for providing her an opportunity to continue to pursue her legal career in Messrs. Halim Hong and Kwek under Corporate and Commercial Department. The petitioner strongly believes that she will be able to grow and sharpen her professional skills in this firm. My Lord, the petitioner wishes to extend her gratitude to her significant half, Mr. Eddie Tan, for his love and affection towards her and his constant support and advice throughout this journey. Further to that, the petitioner would like to thank all her good friends from high school to university and her best friend, Fan Wen-Ting, for always looking out for her, sharing tears and laughter since her legal adventure started. Lastly, the petitioner is extremely grateful to me, her mover today, who has kindly agreed to take out time of a busy schedule in order to move her call. My Lord, I believe that the petitioner is the fit and proper person to be admitted and enrolled as an advocate and solicitor of this honorable court. I believe all the petitioner's papers are in order and that my learned friends from the Attorney General's Chamber, the Bar Council, and the Kuala Lumpur Bar Committee respectively have no objections to this petition. With that, I humbly pray that the petitioner be admitted and enrolled as an advocate and a solicitor of the High Court of Malaya.
Ada bantahan ya, Arif?
Ada bantahan yang Arif?
Ada bantahan yang Arif.
Dengan kuasa yang diberikan kepada saya di bawah Akta Profesyen Undang-Undang 1976, Mahkamah dengan ini menerima masuk Lim Xiao Han untuk didaftarkan sebagai Peguam Bela dan Peguam Cara Mahkamah Tinggi Kuala.
Dan Arif, saya dengan rendah diri memohon kebenaran mahkamah untuk pempetisyen menjubahkan dirinya sendiri.
Silakan.
Terima kasih Yang Arif.
Sama-sama.
Terima kasih Yang Arif.
Terima kasih kepada kesemua wakil jabatan dan peguam pengusul. Tahniah diucapkan kepada kesemua pempetisyen yang telah didaftaraikan sebagai Peguam Bela dan Peguam Cara di Mahkamah Tinggi Malaya. Diminta sekali lagi diingatkan agar tuan-puan kekal di kedudukan masing-masing dan tidak menutup video walaupun setelah selesai ucapan dari Yang Arif Hakim. Terima kasih. Seterusnya, ucapan dari Yang Arif Hakim.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi taala wabarakatuh. Salam sejahtera dan selamat pagi. Pertamanya, Mahkamah ingin mengambil kesempatan ini untuk mengucapkan terima kasih kepada wakil-wakil daripada badan yang berkenaan, iaitu daripada Yang Berbahagia Tan Sri Peguam Negara Malaysia, Majlis Peguam Malaysia, Jawatan Kuasa Peguam Kuala Lumpur dan Selangor, serta semua peguam pengusul yang telah sudi hadir pada perbicaraan di pagi ini. Tidak ketinggalan juga, Mahkamah ingin merakamkan ucapan terima kasih kepada ibu bapa, keluarga, rakan-rakan para pempetisyen dan semua pihak yang telah sudi meluangkan masa untuk hadir secara maya bagi menyaksikan perbicaraan kita pada pagi ini yang disiarkan secara langsung melalui sidang video. Saya juga ingin merakamkan ucapan terima kasih dan syabas kepada semua tenaga pengajar, iaitu masters dan firma-firma Peguam Bela dan Peguam Cara yang telah membimbing dan mendidik pempetisyen sehingga menjadi peguam pada pagi ini. Di kesempatan ini, saya ingin merakamkan ucapan syabas dan tahniah kepada Yap Yin Yin, Dato Tan Kok Liang, Ong Yong Le, Go Peng Fong, Lim Shu Ting, Mieto Xiao Sin dan Lim Xiao Han yang telah sebentar tadi diterima masuk dan didaftaraikan sebagai Peguam Bela dan Peguam Cara Mahkamah Tinggi Malaya. Saya juga mengambil kesempatan ini untuk merakamkan syabas dan tahniah kepada rakan karib dan rakan setugas saya, iaitu Datuk Tan Kok Liang yang telah bersama saya bertugas di Lembaga Pencegahan Jenayah yang telah diterima masuk pada pagi ini sebagai Peguam Bela dan Peguam Cara. Syabas dan tahniah Datuk Tan. Due to the pandemic that we unfortunately find ourselves in, for some of you, this has taken much longer than you would have expected. Regardless of the time that it took you to get here, you should be all proud of your accomplishment today. The success you have achieved in being admitted to the High Court of Malaya is not yours alone. A special tribute must be given to your families, particularly your parents, who, in one way or another, be it financially or otherwise, supported you and gave you their succor as you endeavored to become a lawyer. It may be fair to say your achievements are in some ways their achievements. Please take the opportunity after this ceremony to thank them for their support and their patience. Your admission to the bar comes at a very pivotal role for the profession. The pandemic has brought forth new problems and challenges that even the courts are navigating for the first time. So while your 9 months during the population will have no doubt been a steep learning curve, you will now be facing challenges that your master will not have reason to prepare you for. Having said that, however, I'm sure that the basic foundation that you have built during your pupillage should adequately serve you in dealing with these current challenges. And in fact, any challenge you may face in the future. Currently, with the profession propelled into more progress than it has seen in years, it will be up to you and your contemporaries to sustain the progress. Therefore, in your journey moving forward, I would like to take this opportunity to remind you that as lawyers, you will need to know the law and the best place to find them. If you arm yourself with the basics, I guarantee that your life at the bar will be much easier. This is also guaranteed if you practice law in line with the moral and etiquette values that is imbued in the honorable profession. Be familiar with the Legal Profession Act 1976 and abide by the practice and etiquette rules of the Malaysian Bar. Never stop learning. Keep yourself abreast of updates to the laws and practice. Do not view the mandatory continuing professional development scheme as a burden and make full use of the opportunity to attend seminars or webinars to enhance your knowledge on different aspects of practice. Once again, congratulations on your call to the bar. And in the meantime, stay safe, stay healthy. Mahkamah dengan ini ditangguhkan.
Baik, diminta tuan-puan kekal di